when somebody tries to guide you through something, sometimes I obsess on trying to do what they're saying, and it makes me not be able to do it.
Oh, wow.
So have you ever felt that way?
Mainly actually with the breathing thing, like I always always get tripped up on like when they try to like pace out the breathing, because it's like my breath is never where it should be to kind of line up. Like they start saying it when I'm like halfway through inhaling, and then they're like, now exhale. It's like, well, I'm not ready to exhale, and then they're telling like, so now we're like out of sync. But I just like from reading other books and stuff, I'll just say this to go back to your point about like what does the 4 mean? Like 4, I think that's like a beginner number, like that's just like a number to throw out there for somebody to try. But like, I think the idea is to take like a long, full breath, and so if that's counting for you, like 1, 2, 3, 4, then that's you. Or if you have greater breath power, which you probably do from doing the yoga exercises. Yeah.
What else? Sorry, go ahead.
I just want to finish this real quick. Is that like, so you can count to 6, you can count to 8, or you can stretch out your 4, however you want to do it. But like, take the full even breath for you.
Right.
And then.
But it's bad design, because then she could have said breathe out for 6. Oh wait, that doesn't necessarily matter in this case. Never mind.
Well, it's just because everybody has their own breath power.
Yeah, but I was gonna say maybe it would be better just to say in your head like, okay, that was one breath. That was like breath. That was a full breath. That was a full breath. Like instead of going 1, 2, it's just like you just know. Just when it naturally feels like it's full breath to the next breath.
I like the count.
Does that make sense?
But it does. But one thing you have to appreciate is that, like in the meditation, you change to that breath. So this breath is not like your normal breathing. This is like a measured breathing, where it's a long inhalation with an even long exhalation. So like the breathing is technically important. If you notice, you don't start with that and you don't end with that. That's just like something you do for a short period of time. Then you go back to breathing naturally, like as is like your own.
Right, but that even when you're on that count, it should feel like you fully took the breath, right?
Yes.
So I feel like it's like hard to count it like that, So I'm saying if you get into the right groove, what you naturally feel should be what's right for that exercise.
Yes.
As well as in normal life.
Right. And that's true. But again, like the number she's throwing out there, it's like, that's not like hard and fast. That's just to give you the idea of how you can make it even and like open,
Right.
So it's not like, I know it's confusing when you're listening, but the point is it's like, she's gonna, like, she doesn't keep saying it,
Yeah.
Then she just drops it, and then you can kind of just like stay with your own level of, wherever you're comfortable.
Yeah, I like the bell at the end.
Yeah, it's very nice. She hit it 3 times. I was like, hit it again.
Yeah, I want to get one of those bells.
They're nice.
Yeah, we did the bells in yoga during like that end bit where you're just chilling. I forget what it's called. There's like a shavanasta or some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Not some bullshit, but it's like you're just after all the workout, you just basically like wind up like lying down with like your arms like not spread out, but you kind of like regular like operation table kind of pose, and you're just like chilling there. And then they used to go around and like ring the bell and like walk around, and you could hear like the vibration of the bell. It's like woo woo.
Everybody gets a little bell. They like feed it to you.
It's so good. No, I mean like it's powerful. It's a powerful bell.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, when you hear that vibration, for some reason it's like soothing, especially at that moment.
Yeah, it's cool.
Definitely hits it.
Do they always do that? Every teacher always ends with the bell?
No, everyone has their own like thing they do. A lot of people have like music like playing, but it's like, I guess it's a playlist, but sometimes the music feels like inappropriate. I don't know.
So you go there often still?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going for like that period where I was like not feeling well, and I was gone. I tried to go the week before last after I came back, but the class was canceled, so I was like, all right, that's nice. But I went back again this week, so
that's good. Starting
it back up. That's nice. I like it. It feels good.
Yeah.
It's like you finally feel good after you're done. Like you feel like so much better than all day. It's like you're at optimal. It's like now you can start doing shit almost. It's like I wish I could do it in the morning. I guess I could. But.
Did they have? Yeah, they have a morning one.
Yeah, 10 a.m.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, for all the housewives.
You gotta talk to one of them instructors. Be like, yeah,
5
you gotta
a.m.
serve
yoga.
the need. You know, we need
10 a.m. Come on.
There's gotta no, dude. I'm serious because come on, if that's what you're experiencing, right? That like, man, it feels so good, and you know, like I'm ready to prepare my day. Like, you know, I'm sure that other people feel that way and would love to like kick off their
but
day
earlier. Yeah.
before you get out and do your thing. And think about those yogis in India, man. You think they're you know, sleeping until 9:30 and then rolling out of bed and starting their yoga? Fuck that, man. They're like up at 4 a.m. Like they've done yoga for an hour by 5:30.
Maybe I'll do some more.
Yeah. Not that everybody's like that, but come on, they're all like usually like super successful people like do shit like that.
Speaking of that, are you still doing Tim Ferriss's diet?
Yeah. It's tough though, man.
You're keeping up with it?
Yeah, I have not built strength though. Like I missed like the same exercise 2 weeks in a row, so it's like I'm hitting this wall and it's fucking killing me.
Yo, you know who I saw when I came out of yoga? Brian Matos, and he's fucking huge.
Oh, really?
Yeah?
Dude, yeah.
It's hard to picture that.
I haven't seen him in like a year or something. He's like, that's like his shoulders or something. What the fuck? It's like, you're gigantic, yeah. But he says his workouts are like an hour and a half, you know? So it's like, maybe that 30 minutes isn't cutting it for what you want, you know?
Yeah. I don't know though, but it's like, if I'm doing a single workout, right? It's a shoulder press. If I'm doing that, right? Like, the laws of science and like everything should say that if I perform the workout to proper failure, if I then rest the proper period of time and consume the right amount of calories, my muscles will have grown.
Some people have ceilings, though. Yeah, maybe there's a natural ceiling.
You think so?
Or
Tim Ferriss never talked about that.
I mean, in that horrible Joe Rogan podcast you were talking about, they mentioned like, you know, the what do you fucking call it? You know, if they do a survey, there's like a lot of people in the middle, but a lot of people on the ends too, like the fringe people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you could be one of the, not that you're a fringe person, but you know, it's like if 70% of people like get huge doing that diet and everything works out, then it's a success. But it's like then there's like the people over here that kind of like taper off or it doesn't like work all the way. You know, so maybe you hit a limit and you gotta adjust it. Maybe.
Yeah,
do
like
your own science.
That brings me to kind of what I wanted to say, that you know, a lot of those ideas he has, other people have, like they are useful and it's good, but like maybe like he's saying, you like for you specifically, you might have to like switch a thing or something.
I think the only thing I really need to do is increase my caloric intake. I don't think I'm eating enough. That's it.
Okay. Oh, so you're not keeping up with the diet then?
I'm trying my best, but I don't think I'm succeeding with it.
Oh, okay. So that might be the problem. Then. Yeah, then you're not doing it fully.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like there's a lot of eating involved.
Dude, it's too much, man. And
I can't eat that much.
Well, and what is the purpose of that?
Of what?
Of
eating?
No. That workout will grant you like bigger, like more leanness, bigger muscles.
Yeah, your muscles will get bigger and you'll be stronger.
Okay.
Was there a way to do it without eating that much?
No, I don't think
So
so.
when he says, sorry, go ahead.
No, that was it.
I always throw people like at the tail end and they only have like one word left to say.
I just wait that extra like half a second.
I'm sorry. But yeah, like so it's 4 hours of the 4 hour is like 4 hour of weightlifting. Is that what he means?
Of a monthly, you know.
Of 4 hour, you only work out 4 hours a month?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Now it's even less though because my workout is down to.
You get a spaced out.
Yeah, as you hit failure, right? You increase the rest period.
Okay.
And then you return like a day later. And so now I'm down to the point where it's like I'm basically working out once a week, alternating weekly between the two.
Okay.
But I stopped. Here, I'll show you. Let's see. I'll pull out the stats. It's cool. I've been tracking my weight like really closely too, to make sure that I'm gaining weight, you know. And I noticed like I stopped gaining weight, so then I started pushing real hard to eat more. And yeah, it sucks. I feel bad. So yeah, like there's some like you start seeing like a lot of failures that shouldn't be there. But then like the 19th, like I was good. And I'm bench pressing 150 pounds, which I guess is pretty good, right?
How many times can you do 150 pounds?
7 reps.
That's not bad.
And
They're
then,
slow reps too.
yeah, which makes, that's what the real killer is here. Yeah, they're like talking about, I was thinking about this too. It's like 5-second cadence. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like it's, yeah, it is.
Do you feel like your muscles have gotten bigger?
Yeah, I do. Although I wish they were bigger, but I feel like they have gotten bigger. And then, yeah, but it just seems like they're not going to get much bigger if I don't continue to.
So you never ate well, or like you felt you were like close to it?
It was easier in the summertime. There was more time to eat, and it was easier to budget like meals and plan things out like that. And now it's just like, yeah, I guess just starting work back up, I got like lazy about it. So I do my shake in the morning, but then like you're really supposed to be eating 4 meals, you know. But I was shooting for like 3 big ones. But I just added in like another little meal. So hopefully with that, like I'll be doing better.
Yeah.
Of eating like a bowl of cereal in the morning. So instead of just having the shake, I'm getting feeling full just thinking about it. So instead of just having the shake, then I'll have a shake as soon as I wake up, and then after like I'm done painting and I'm about to get ready for work, I'll eat a bowl of cereal like before I go. And then when I'm the whole day I'm at like school, like they have the school milks, and so I try to drink 2 of those at lunch. And then, like, trying to drink a couple in
They
between.
still have the cow jumping over the moon?
No, it's a different company. So, like, I'll slam 2 of those in the morning, and then, like, 2 of those at lunch.
Chocolate milk?
Nah, the chocolate milk's gross.
Really?
Yeah, it tastes like shit.
That's,
At least,
bring
like,
your own
the...
chocolate powder.
Yeah,
Put
maybe.
Chocolate
Kids will be
protein
jealous.
powder and put it in the...
Charge them for a tablespoon. Nah, I don't like that
Great.
chocolate milk. But anyway, so...
I don't like milk. Do you like milk though?
I love milk, yeah.
Do you like milk?
I like milk. I mean, I like milk where it belongs, you know. So, like, if I have cereal, like, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Yeah.
place for milk.
Yeah,
Everyone,
cereal, yeah.
like, hot chocolate, I'll throw in some
Mhm.
milk, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, like that, I like milk.
Quesadilla.
I won't just, like,
Or the
oh
recipe,
man, let
yes.
me just pour a cup of milk and,
Yeah.
you know, drink it.
But if you're having cookies and milk, then...
I don't do that.
Yeah.
I just eat the cookies.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Like, I
can't
have
do-
tea. Or
Is that too
coffee.
much milk in one?
Milk? I don't know. Milk. Americans and milk are weird, man. It's like, every.
I was
That's-
eating spare ribs
that's
and drinking
everyone's-
milk, and I was thinking about you.
That's everyone's retort when I say, like, oh, milk, I don't drink milk. It's like, what about the cookies? What about when the cookies come into play? Then you gotta bring the milk out. It's
Uh-huh.
like, no, you don't have to bring the
Yeah, I don't like milk.
Listen,
Because-
sicko.
Just plain other beverages. You just drink some water afterwards.
Yo,
Like,
fuck that, man. I do kind
You
of
have
feel
some
like...
tea.
But that's like a special combination, like a peanut butter jelly sort of, like, union. And,
I've had it. It's not what it's cracked up to be. I think.
hey, it's
I think milk goes horrible with cookies. Honestly, I hate
Really?
milk. Yeah, I don't like milk.
That's crazy.
It's like ketchup and Colgate.
I'm really... No, but to tell you the truth,
But I know a lot
I'm
of
really
people like
blown
that.
away to
It's a
hear
white.
this.
It's a white person thing. That's
Okay,
what it is.
maybe it is.
Like root beer.
Yeah, that's
Gus, do you like root beer?
No, I hate root beer.
It's
Do
a
you
white
like it?
That's Colgate soda, bro.
Oh, it's so awful.
I love root beer.
It's
Yeah.
Why
not
the
awful.
drink
It's a white person thing. I was bringing root beer for the black kids. See how they react.
How about coleslaw? What's your opinion on coleslaw?
I'm okay with coleslaw.
Yeah, you can kind of wing it out.
You know how I feel about coleslaw.
Yeah.
You hate coleslaw. Or you like it?
I enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I did it when I was younger. So
Sauerkraut?
I hate sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut?
I like it on a hot dog a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't even like it
That's
on
it.
hot dog. It would break down.
I'll
But
go
root beer
crazy on
seems
hot dog.
root beer seems
Yeah, root beer is especially awful.
Yeah. That's add that to the list.
because that shit's delicious to me. It's just like I could just drink like a whole 2
Oh my
liter.
God, that's all. Oh. I remember like drinking that shit by mistake all the time. That's like, what the fuck?
Tastes like medicine.
Like the A&W root beer, well, there was like a bulldog on it. or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
It was like
that was delicious.
It
Oh
tastes
my-
like when you have some really cheap alcohol and you try to have like a cheap chaser too and you mix it.
Yeah.
It's like really like it tastes like that.
Well, how do
It's
you guys?
like minty and spicy at the same
It's like
time.
yeah, it's
you
like
ever
a
drink
homeless
Malta
person.
Goya?
I have not.
No.
I'm sure that
Is
would
that
hate it.
root beer too?
I don't know what that shit is, but that shit's pretty repulsive.
I probably agree. I never had it though.
Yeah.
Did you ever drink Ding? It's like a Jamaican drink.
No.
It's fucking not that great. Don't try it.
unless you're
The
Jamaican.
bottle looks cool, but
Yeah.
it wasn't that tasty.
I always enjoyed Inca Cola. I like the
Inca
Inca
Cola,
Cola.
like
Inco's pretty good.
It was definitely better than fucking like Fanta shit.
Yo, I was just talking about this the other day, but remember 7-Up?
Yeah. of
Yeah.
course.
There's no, like, you don't see 7-Up anymore.
there isn't anymore.
Oh really?
Look,
Yeah.
look next time. Anytime a beverage, anytime you see a Sprite or even, God forbid, a Sierra Mist, look for the 7-Up. Where is it?
Yeah.
No.
What happened this
The
time?
lemon lime market is folding.
Yeah. But it's like, it's a Dr. Pepper company. You know?
Yeah, I
There's still
figured it was something like
Sprite.
that.
There's still Sprites everywhere. Sprite's not going anywhere.
Who won't talk to Pepper?
I think they're their own.
Dr. Pepper is Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
Pepsi or Coke.
Okay.
They're like the
Really?
third party.
It's an
Yeah.
outlier.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Them and 7-Up, like, that's some weird
I hate
shit.
Dr. Pepper. Do you like Dr. Pepper?
No, because that's like a root beer
Yeah.
thing.
You like Dr. Pepper?
No, I don't. I don't think it's a tasty soda.
Mm.
It doesn't know what it wants to be. It's like, the fuck is up with you, Dr. Pepper?
It's like cherry mint.
So bad.
But I've been good about the soda. Past couple weeks, I haven't had any soda.
That's good.
I was tempted to grab a 2-liter the other day when I was at the grocery store, but I resisted temptation. And yeah, so proud of
I'll
myself.
drink a soda like once every 6 months. I think that's pretty
God damn.
good.
Yeah, I think that's the epitome of moderation right there. Once every 6 months.
You just drink soda a lot still?
No, well, I was a couple, like, I think maybe like a month or two ago. Once I have a little taste, it like ramps up really quickly. So it's like, let's say it's like a week. It's been like 5 months I haven't drank any soda. Then I'll get a 2-liter bottle for the house. And then maybe that'll last like a week. And then like, before I know it, like I have a bottle like every day, you know, it goes from like week and then like 2 a week and then it's like 5 a week.
You can have like a bottle a day?
Yeah, definitely.
Damn.
No, I don't take it to that extreme anymore. So, you know, in a week, like I think maybe I'll drink 3 bottles a week,
Right.
you know,
Wow.
but
It is
just
good though.
just-
Soda's so tasty.
just me, you know.
Oh my god.
And then like in one sitting, because like the thing is, it's like in one sitting, like I can drink like half a bottle of the,
Damn.
like I just like knock them back, like it's booze, it's crazy. It's like
Yeah,
I
can do the same thing.
Really?
I don't. But I
I'm
could.
civilized.
I stopped that. I used to be like that.
Yeah.
Like in high school and before that, I used to drink
Yeah.
soda like it was water.
I agree with this. I like soda, but like a little bit. And like I feel like it quickly becomes like, it feels like a bad, evil experiment or something. Like in your mouth, it just like has something like very insincere to it.
Yeah, I hate the weird kind of sticky tooth you get.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
It has
sometimes
something
you
like
get, weird
corrupt in
mouth
there.
taste.
Yeah, I
Like your
love that
body
shit.
knows it bad.
I love those like Mexican drinks. It's like it'll be like it's a clear bottle. Like
Oh,
orange.
Yeah. Jarrito, right? That one?
Yeah, Doritos. Yeah. The orange one. That's just Mandarin. That's just the bomb.
Yeah, those are good. But even those, like, those are less like gooey. Yeah.
Yeah, they have like real sugar, not
Yeah.
that corn syrup bullshit.
It's all the same shit, man.
Fuck you, son.
It's all the same
It's
shit.
not the same.
You're fooling yourself thinking
You're
that
You've proven you're the fool.
I don't do
How is
that.
that, Jeff?
By stating such a silly claim.
No way.
I could blindfold test you for a Mexican Coke and a fucking something from plastic from America.
I'm not talking about like the flavor though, but it's like the quantity of sugar, you know?
Oh, I'm not talking about.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care about the flavor. I'm talking
I-
about
all I care about is the flavor.
I'm talking about how much sugar
Yeah,
you're
it's probably
dumping
just as
into the
bad.
system.
Yeah, I'm sure there's still 27 grams of sugar.
Maybe
Right.
less though. Maybe less.
I'm just saying it tastes way better and
Yeah.
it's less gooey. You know, this is what's important.
I'm thinking
The
of
sugar,
health
I
wise.
know the sugar's there.
But
Okay.
I don't drink that one either. I don't drink any soda usually.
Yeah.
Like I would never have a 2-liter bottle of soda ever.
Yeah, I'd never buy one.
But I drink wine, which is sometimes I drink like
You know how much sugar is in wine, dude? I don't. I'm
Yeah,
just curious.
It's
I
a
think-
lot.
A lot? Is it a lot? I'm-
Probably.
That's why it gives you the headache, right? 'Cause
I don't know. I
heard
don't
about
get
Yeah.
headaches from that. That's some white person stuff.
white wine.
That's
Will
just
give,
from all the root beer drinking.
white wine will give me a headache, but not for some reason. But red wine, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm okay. How much red wine are you drinking? That might be the problem too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I always got like lit up every time.
Yeah, I only drank
That
like 4
might be
bottles
it.
of it.
Yeah, I never drank anything for like the enjoyment
It's
of
like,
drinking.
beer
it.
always gives me a headache. I'll be like down to like 30 of them.
Yeah, that's so funny. It's like I've almost like never drank for like, oh, let me have a nice drink. It's always been a race
Let's
to
have a nice
oblivion.
drunk.
It's always been a race to like being intoxicated.
Yeah. I feel like I mostly drink like moderately. I'll have like maybe like 6 drinks a week. Sometimes.
And other times about 13 drinks.
No, that's like the most I'll do.
Oh, okay.
That's not bad.
I don't think so.
So you don't
As
really
long as
drink
you-
that much now, right?
No.
You're pretty much like almost sober.
That's unbelievable. So that literally means like 1 glass in a day. Just drink one.
Yeah, like
Like the
sometimes
next
like
day.
I won't drink for a while, like a week or something. I haven't drank in a week,
Yeah.
but like I would like to drink today, like 1 or 2. You know?
Do you ever have more than 3?
No. Oh yeah, I went to a wedding. I got drunk there.
Oh, it's
That doesn't count, does it?
Yeah, that's
that
a
doesn't
total,
count.
that's,
Yeah,
a,
that's right.
that's
Yeah.
a time to drink.
I was smoking. Somebody had like a weed pen.
Nice.
It wasn't, Kenyon University. It's a really nice like museum, little fake town area there. Have you seen that?
No.
It's really nice. It's like there was like the pavilion thing where the people were eating or whatever, and then like the wedding was outside, and there was like these really nice houses that were museums actually,
Really?
and there was like this beautiful garden, and, like so there was like a nice garden this way, a nice garden this way, like a beautiful house,
Oh, shit.
like it was really nice.
And it was all outside?
Yeah, it was outside and inside.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and it
At
was
Kane University.
yeah.
Really?
It was this really like beautiful little area. Like it looked like a gated, rich little town, but kind of like that. It was really nice.
Wait, this was a wedding?
Yeah, it was Stacy's best friends got married,
Mm.
and it's funny because a lot of like their other friends didn't get invited to the wedding,
Oh.
but I got invited, and I don't know anybody. Like I just know
Really?
Stacy,
Well, she's like guest of
Yeah.
honor.
Yeah, she's like her best friend. So I just think it's funny that like other of people who have known Amanda, that's her name, for
Oh,
very
you
long.
mentioned her.
I did not get invited to the wedding, and I hardly know her. I met her like twice. I'm like, I'm in the wedding.
Yeah. Was she happy to see you there?
Yeah. It was a nice wedding. She's a nice girl. It was a nice wedding.
It was
like,
a lesbian wedding?
no, it was it was a nice wedding. And it's funny because one of Stacy's friends, her name is Caroline, and she works she actually works in TV doing like sound engineering.
That's so cool.
So
In
she-
Sea Caucus?
No, and she lives in New Jersey, but she works in New York.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
So she does like the sound for SNL and
Oh, wow.
news stations, like stuff like that.
That's fucking cool. She holds the boom.
Like she'll like set up that like she'll do like Kanye West's like she'll set up his appearance on SNL.
Okay.
Yeah. So she like knows like she doesn't know him, but like she'll like
Interact with
Yeah.
people.
Touched his shirt.
yeah she's like gives him his coffee kind of thing.
That's cool.
No, I'm kidding, but like she does a lot more than that.
Yeah, she said audio engineer.
Yeah.
So she is.
He'll tell her what to do when he's there, and it's cool because he said that He's-
sound amazing.
he's not rude, but he's very demanding. And he wants he shows up whenever he wants, and like whatever he says goes, But he's not rude about it. But he just like says like it has to be like this,
That's fair.
Yeah. Sounds like a good artist.
And then that girl who seemed really interesting has some cool job, and she plays music too. When I was talking to her because she went alone, and I didn't know anybody either. And Stacey was in the wedding, so she was like down for a while,
Mhm.
So I was talking to her a bit, and she seemed fine, like really smart, like her job seemed cool, And then like later in the night, like we started drinking more heavily. So like I'm like 4 gin and tonics in maybe, and like she might be like 6 old fashions in maybe.
Dang.
What's an old fashioned one?
It's honestly I don't even know. I think it's whiskey,
It's a pretty boozy drink.
but it's whiskey, right?
I forget. I think it's a combination of a couple liquors.
But yeah, it's like a strong, like a hard liquor,
Yeah.
And then like she suddenly like after a song she starts, she like storms off, and I goes to the bathroom like what the hell? Like I'm like did I do something? And then like Stacy goes to see her, and apparently she's like crying in the bathroom. She's like having a meltdown
Oh.
Oh.
because she's sad about something. Is everything okay?
I was just looking up what
the
was in the
old
old fashioned.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's old fashioned is a cocktail made by muddling sugars with bitters, then adding alcohol, originally whiskey, but now sometimes brandy.
okay.
Okay, so
Okay,
yeah, it's a
it was
whiskey
whiskey.
drink. Sorry about that. I was just
Thanks for
curious.
that.
I was listening. So
But yeah,
she
so-
storms off to the bathroom.
Yeah, so then she starts crying and she has like a meltdown or something, and I thought maybe I did something because I'm like I'm pretty drunk, but I'm behaving. And I'm like, did I say anything like crazy or something? But like then they tell me that she misses her boyfriend. I'm like, oh okay. So then we like we went to the hotel room. So like we all went back to the hotel, and then so like there's a bar in the first floor. So like that's kind of like the after party. Like people from the wedding are there, and there's actually another wedding there.
Whoa.
No.
And it's all these white people in like Indian garb. I thought it was funny. I'm like, what the hell? I guess there's like white people who are in
It's a cross.
Hindu.
Yeah, like a white person marrying an Indian
Crossover.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's happening to my daughter.
It was just, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it's just funny.
Yeah, if you're not used to seeing that.
It's just like a white guy like in back like dressed like okay. And then like everybody seems cool again, but then she starts crying again. And then like she basically go back and forth from like having fun and being like cool to like bursting into tears, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And it was just like crazy to see that, you know?
Yeah. I think it's like when you get pretty drunk too, it's like if you got like some like hurt that's got to come out.
Yeah.
Especially at a wedding, there's probably like some
Yeah.
baggage happening.
Oh yeah, all the sentimentality of that. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Probably remind her of her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like, or some shit.
But yeah, that was kind of like, I don't know about that. But I wonder like, do you think that's overly insane or do you think that's like,
I think that, I mean, it's obviously embarrassing, but it's like, I don't know this person aside from this story, but like I could totally see that happening. You know, it's like
I could see it being reasonable, almost.
really?
Not reasonable, but like oh, okay.
you would forgive a person. for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Granted, they were a normal, like, functioning person when they weren't full of alcohol. You know, and that's the other thing too. Maybe she doesn't drink that much, and then it's like,
Yeah. But Stacey says that when they always hang out, like she always does that. Like she always
Oh,
don't know
oh,
that.
that's
she's
a
crazy.
whole other. Yeah, that's a different side of the story.
Yeah.
It's always like something, whatever that
They left
issue
the
is.
best for last.
Is alcohol always involved when they are getting excited? When she gets excited like that?
yeah.
So it just
That
could be,
seems like-
you know, maybe she's got a lot. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm just kidding.
She shouldn't be drinking. That's it.
Yeah, or maybe like she's got a lot of emotional issues that she's not confronting. Like she's like repressing them strongly in her day-to-day life, and then she's drinking as a release so that she can express her ideas. But
Yeah.
you know, that's obviously not a healthy way to do it.
Yeah.
But what the fuck do I know?
There were bartenders there, like, you know, serving drinks, and the second their shift was over, like they flipped and like they were like assholes and they're like were closed, like they were like their face was like clearly angry, you know?
Wow.
It was just like damn, like they were like I could tell they were unhappy to begin with. I guess that job sucks, you know, serving alcohol to a bunch of drunk people.
Yep. And everybody's having fun but you.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know, but yeah, I'm like, yeah. So like they had like I could tell they were holding back, like there's something, you know. And then
Yeah.
at the end, they're like just being assholes, you know. And I wanted to get a beer because they closed down like at 10:30, you know.
Right.
So I'm like, can I get a beer? I know you like you just like hand me a beer, you know, because it's like an open bar. It's already all been paid for. Like I don't want you to make me anything. Just hand me a beer. And like he almost wouldn't do it, you know. And I'm like, come on, just a beer. And he like then he did it.
Gus's
man.
classic intimidation techniques.
It fucking worked.
I was like, what am I paying you for?
Gus got a strong hand.
Come on.
It sounds like a really good time.
Yeah.
Well, it was fun.
I'm very jealous of these like awesome musicians and stuff you're hanging out with, man. I'd love to
Yeah, the real bohemian
get to talk
groove
to
you
you.
got there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were interesting. I wouldn't necessarily. I don't think I want to become best friends with any of these people necessarily.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, maybe we could be friends, you know.
Yeah.
But at least we had fun.
I think it's just cool to be able to talk to people who actually have interesting backgrounds. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It's like
Call me
whether or not you want to be friends with them. It's like to have a social circle where it's like you go to social events and it's like people are professional musicians and sound engineers and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah,
That's
like-
fucking cool.
Yeah, some kid like that guy next to me who's like Puerto Rican. Oh, that's like. That's like when he's like fixing something or something that'll happen. Because he's fixing it downstairs, I think.
Oh, I see.
So it's like it's something to worry about.
Oh. I was like, oh man, they didn't tell you about that when you went to the apartment. Oh, that just happens. Every
This is the yearly ass raid. We come in and raid it.
That's a bizarre sound, right?
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me. I thought like it was a fire alarm or something. I'm like, what is that?
It's halfway between like buzzer and air raid siren.
Yeah.
And there was this guy who's like, like a Puerto Rican guy that I was talking to. He didn't have a date either. So this the girl who modded on, her name is Caroline, and she came along. And then this guy named Darwin also came along.
They fuck.
No.
Should have set them up, guys.
So they were kind of like, we don't know anybody else really, because there was all these old people. They
Right.
were like 60-year-old vaping. I'm like, what?
That's so cool. What a world we live
It
in.
was funny. It was like I don't know. It was like stereotypical old person like using a vaporizer. There's just something absurd about that was funny to me.
Mhm.
And there was like quite a few people doing that, you know? Yeah, but this Puerto Rican kid, he's like 27 or something. And he's like setting up a festival in Puerto Rico. He's already done it. He's doing another one.
Oh, shit.
Next year in the summer. Like maybe I'll go to that. I don't know.
Yeah, get his contact info.
But he like gets the funding for it and does like he's done like festivals. I don't know how successful they've been, but like they've been like real festivals.
I mean, if you
actually
launch it, that's
Yeah.
success. I mean,
Yeah.
just in that, like getting
you
it
have
off
to
the
do
ground
it again. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too.
So that's like classical music.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, like
That's even more impressive.
Yeah.
like
I thought we were
flute
talking
stuff
like
and
I
stuff.
thought it was like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, like a hip hop, like South by Southwest or something. Isn't South by Southwest? It's a music festival.
That's in Texas. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But he is very self-centered in a way that he only wants to talk about himself.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
I mean, you're such a great, amazing person, though. It's like,
Yeah.
but he's not that amazing, I think, because he still works at Jamba Juice.
yeah.
Wait.
That's interesting that you could be so successful in launching a festival and still work at Jamba Juice. I guess it's not a very profitable business.
Yeah, it might be like a one time. Like he might do something big like that, like once in a while. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe that's like, you can't just be launching festivals every second.
Yeah.
Like, you do them every year, you
Yeah.
gain like power, and then it's like, all right, now the ship can sail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's no one ever likes a person who just goes on about themselves.
yeah, but I didn't dislike him. But I feel like he does that in not. It's almost like in an innocent way. It doesn't come off as like arrogant. I guess it comes off as almost like he doesn't realize that he's doing it.
How old is he?
I don't know, like 27 probably. But then like I've met him before, and that's kind of how I thought he was, and this time he was doing that too, but not as much, you know.
Mm.
So I asked him so many questions. Like the second time I met him, like he didn't ask me one question, and I was like, wow, like he didn't ask me anything.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like when I don't know what to say, I just like ask people questions and like pry into their mind.
Yeah, but maybe that like also I think it excites people who have a lot to say to be like
Yeah, it's
questioned.
like, final.
That's true.
Like I know, like if I get asked, like if you get me, like you ask me a question about like what I'm working on, like don't even get me started. You know, it's like I'm gonna talk your ear off about it. 'Cause
Yeah. So he does it like in an innocent way, kind of. So and this time he did a little bit less, and then like me and Stacy and Caroline made plans to go back to the hotel, and we told him like he should come too, you know, because he was alone, and like I kind of felt bad because he was alone and she was alone. Although I didn't necessarily would have wanted to actually come. But I
I
kind of
throw that invite out there because you're
Yeah.
a nice guy like that.
Yeah, but he was an okay person, you know. Not that I'm so great either, you know. And then at this point I'm like really drunk. The plan was to call an Uber. So like in the like hustle and bustle of calling the Uber, getting the Uber, somehow like we lose him, and like I just get in a cab with like me, Stacy, Caroline, and some like random guy with a baby. Who's like was in the party too, but we just. And then like the guy seemed cool. He was like really friendly, and his little baby was like he was like a cute little kid.
Was he going to party with him, man?
Yeah. And then like I completely forgot about Darwin, you know, and that was by accident, you know. But I don't know like why didn't he come to us like when we went to get the Uber? Like where was he? Like I was so drunk, I don't know.
right.
But I extended the invitation. I think I didn't like run out. I think he could have caught me. I feel like I don't know what happened. But Stacey said she said bye to him, but I kind of felt bad that I didn't.
Right. So he knew you guys were leaving now. If Stacy said bye,
Yeah.
then he knew what was going
I guess
on.
maybe he didn't want to go ultimately, you know.
Yeah, if she said bye, then that means like
Yeah.
there's no further, event. Wait, did the guy with the baby come to the party?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What about the baby?
The baby was there too, like. Well, it was like a baby. It was like a 3-year-old.
Okay.
Was this a last minute kind of thing? Like he's like, hey, can I hop in? Like, or
Yeah,
was
kind of
it-
like that. Yeah, because
Oh,
he was
wow.
also going back to the same hotel we were going to.
Oh, I got you.
And the first floor was like a big party, you know.
Oh, okay.
That's the only thing.
That is very fun.
But yeah, then-
Sounds like a wild night.
You know what's interesting? That little kid, when we were about to get in the cab, like when I first met him, before he got in the cab, he just like ran up to, like we were on a circle, me, his father, like Stacy, and like some other guy or something, and he just like run into the circle and he immediately came to me and turned his back, and then kind of just started like just like hanging out, kind of just being there. I thought that was like, what the hell? Like it's almost like he immediately trusted me somehow,
Interesting.
Because he seemed chill. He's like,
or something. I don't know. Like he liked me, or like why
keeps it real.
or maybe it's not just like coincidence, but I like to think that he liked me for some reason. And I'm like, oh, little kid likes me. It was so like meaningful to me,
That's nice.
Yeah.
And it's weird when kids like you. It's like, oh. It's like, you don't know shit.
Have bad taste.
That's so cool. Like, he never even saw you before, but...
Yeah. So I protected him. No, he didn't even protect him. He was just there.
Yeah. That sounds like a good parent, you know? If the child is, like, confident enough to do that,
yeah,
it's pretty good.
I could tell he was a good kid. Some kids are, like, you can tell, like, they're good, you know?
Yeah.
I guess, like, some adults too.
Yeah. Kids are weird, though. They will, like, completely, like, violate, like, what you expect to be, like, social norms like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But they just get a pass because it's like,
Yeah.
I guess
like,
they could do that.
It's like they haven't earned it, or it's not in there yet.
It's weird. They, like, skip a couple levels. Sounds like a great time.
Yeah, it was fun. And I drank a lot. I had maybe, like, 12 drinks, which is crazy.
Jesus.
Overthrow the whole night and I ate, you know, and
Yeah,
I walked
still
around a lot.
quite a
Yeah,
bit
but
of
still it's a
booze.
lot. And then, like, at the hotel, like, then, like, with, like, yeah, like, half of the wedding, half of the hotel, like, shots and everything. And,
Wait,
like,
this was yesterday?
Saturday.
Oh, okay.
No, Friday night.
Oh, okay. I was like, how are you, like...
Yeah. So the next day...
Pretty good for all that.
No, that was Friday night. And the next day, like, I wake up pretty tired, but I'm not really, like, hungover per se. I wasn't sick or anything. I'm like, how the hell did I not? Like,
The food and probably spreading it out enough.
yeah, but still, it was so much considering I never drink 12
That's wedding
drinks,
food,
you know?
though.
Yeah.
Wedding food has extra, like, alcohol absorbance or something.
Yeah,
They know people are gonna go, like, hog wild, so they, like...
Make
put
sure
some
nobody
shit
dies.
Yeah, one too many lawsuits happened. They just like change the game.
Yeah.
Look into it, bro.
Put some more potatoes on that plate.
Yeah, that happens to me too. I don't drink that much, but
Yeah.
sometimes I know I drank more than I should have drank,
Yeah.
and then I wake up and I wind up waking up earlier, and I'm like alert, and it's like, what the fuck? It's like
Yeah.
this makes no sense.
But, yeah, and, like, I could tell last night I felt like I'm probably going to feel like shit tomorrow, you know? I was like, the room was spinning a little bit.
Damn.
But I was like accepting it really well, you know. I'm like, I'm just fucked up, like it'll go away, you know. And then like I just went to bed and I woke up like tired, but yeah, like fine.
Had a nice breakfast.
Yeah,
That always helps.
That's pretty fucking cool, though, man.
yeah, it was fun.
Because you're so physically fit now. Your body can process all that alcohol better.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that too. I am more like agile, more like, you know, more physically fit. Sometimes I fuck up the workout, but usually I do it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, just, it's clear that, like, you're healthy. You know, you could see, like, I think when people, like, aren't very active at all, you know,
Yeah,
it shows pretty easily.
it's cool that yeah. I feel like running is so good for me, like, and the lifting weights too. I'm lifting a little more weights now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's just always better to do it, but like even missing it once, I feel like I can so quickly like not want to, like, not be willing to do it, you know?
Really?
Yeah, like it's just like I almost, like, the corruption is so strong, I almost instantly want to like not do it.
Damn.
But then like I always end up doing it sooner than later.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it's like I can see how I could, like, it feels like at any point like I could turn for the worse dramatically.
Really?
Yeah, but maybe like that's like melodramatic, but sometimes it feels that way.
Wow.
No, I'm with you. So don't feel alone.
You
I
bastards.
get those thoughts. I always think of Joe Rogan though, because there was one podcast where he goes into like a rant and he calls you like a little bitch basically
Yeah.
for not like wanting to stay in bed and all that.
Yeah.
And it happens, like sometimes I'll wake up and I gotta take a shit, so I can't just go straight gymming.
Yeah.
And I'll be taking a shit, the shit takes so long. It's like, oh man, it's like, you know, it's getting late already. It's like, maybe I shouldn't run.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Like all these, it's like, no, it's like, that's just like, I don't know. It's like, and it's never worth it.
Let me turn that off.
Felt
Sorry.
weird. Yeah, but if you don't go, it's just like, you just feel worse anyway. It's like,
But what point were we gonna make about that rant? Like, tell yourself to not be a little bitch.
yeah, he did some shit where it's like, if you don't go, you're basically like a little bitch.
Yeah,
So,
I've done stuff like that, and like then
I'm like, damn,
yeah,
Joe,
that can help. Yeah, that can help. I feel like it's always a matter of like just do it, and like how that it gets accomplished is like kind of a mystery. But like I think it has to come down to like you somehow just do it. You know?
Yeah. Definitely.
That's why that Nike like slogan. So
Yeah, that's a good slogan, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
But because I feel like that's very honest. Like, you know, there's all these books about like all these self-help stuff and like people talking and we like motivational stuff, and people say like discipline is better than motivation. But like I feel like not really, because you need motivation to have discipline. You know, and like you can't just be disciplined. Like, how do you learn to be disciplined? You know, like
You
need
practice.
Yeah, but like, how do you practice? Like, you know, I feel like there's like
you need the fuel.
But like that yeah, but how are you willing to eat better? How are you know, how do you truly actually begin doing these things, you know? And like, well, yeah, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So if you actually want to begin doing them, the first thing you should do is to set like, as what does Jordan B. Peterson call it, the zone of proximal competence or whatever.
No, I understand all that, and like those whole recommendations are good, you know.
Those aren't recommendations though. I mean, well, they are, but like, it's not like this is like the best like approach.
No, yes, I agree that it's the best approach, but I'm saying that really doesn't get to the hardest question. Like once you can actually do these things, like once you have the motivation to act, then those things are very useful.
Yeah.
But like, how do you I'm getting at like how the true like beginning of the motivation is hard to pinpoint, you know?
Yeah.
Like, how do you actually start the path, you know?
Right.
Because that's like what the path should be. And it is, I agree that those are like really good ideas. But you like, there's something in people that either somebody will do it or they won't do it. And like, what is that really, you know?
All right. What I feel about that is with motivation, what usually occurs is people hit a wall of some kind. And sometimes it's like a rock bottom moment, and sometimes it's a wall. But usually it usually has to do with like something causing the motivation to not do it gets overcome by motivation to do it. Because the motivation to not do it is a motivation too. Mm-hmm. And that's like the one we tend to live with more. We're in like that stage of kind of going with the flow, right? Because there's like a groove that's like worn in, right? Mm-hmm. And then naturally, like we're always going to tumble into that groove and follow that path. That's our behavior. That's our routines that we've like been engraving in our brains for however long we've been doing it, either with some sort of chemical assistance or not, you know? Like what I mean is like if you're like, for example, taking drugs, it's like you're really going to solidify that groove, you know, because you're like, again, chemically assisting it. So what happens is like you keep following this route until something basically gets in the way and it's saying you cannot take this route anymore. And whatever that is, like sometimes that's like a meaningful experience, such as like, you know, let's say your actions, your irresponsible actions cause serious harm to yourself or somebody else. If you're a certain person, that might be a sort of trauma that then makes you reconsider your motivation. And like you see a higher level picture that includes your new motivation as a stronger influence than your previous short-sighted motivation. This happens often where people are like, if you don't stop smoking, you're going to die.
Right.
Okay. That's like a kind of wake up call for something. Not everybody even, right?
Yeah.
But these are really extreme examples, but it's always some degree of that. And sometimes that process happens internally too, where a person is like, you know, they look at themselves in the mirror one day and they're like truly disgusted by their appearance, you know, like that is a sort of like traumatic moment. Like, yeah. But I think now it's like we stay asleep, you know, because I think of like the technology and everything. It's like we stay asleep and there might be less of those like moments of us being jarred awake because we're always like sedated by the technology in front of us, whether it be in social media or entertainment and stuff like that. It's like those grooves are so powerful, and that's why I always say complacency is like the most dangerous thing, because it's like when you're complacent, you'll stay there forever. You'll never leave. You'll just run on that route, which is like not optimal. You know, it's not, what's the word for something that's going to break down? Well, I guess it would break down eventually, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be there for a while. It's going to outlive you. And, you know, it'll kill you before you escape it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just interesting that, like, I don't know, those problems are, like, so deep that, you know, like, no, there is no book on that, those, like, extreme specifics, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe we have to write that book.
Because, like, you know, it's like a book tells you to do something, and that doesn't really account for people's, like, level of intelligence, level of experience, level of current situation. No. You know, like there's all these other things that you have to be really good at, consider like just in general, you know, and like there's things you can do to become good at those things, you know. But usually I advice is like takes that for granted, you know. Like some people just cannot, even if like some people just can't do certain things sometimes. Like I can't do certain things, you know.
Yeah. I think this is where like the Freemason documentary like becomes a really interesting topic.
Oh yeah.
Because the way the Freemasons do it, and what you were just talking about is something I've been thinking a lot about lately.
Mm-hmm.
And as an artist, making work for people, it's like the missing half of the equation for the work is like where the person viewing it is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting about the way the Freemasons handle things is like that's why ritual is so important. Because like ritual creates a sort of virtual reality that you can exist in, that you have been primed to have a certain mindset. You're kind of giving into the process of like drama, you know what I mean? And so by doing so, it ensures that you're connecting with the message like in a more correct way. You know what I mean? That's why it's like you go into a church and the church is an experience, because it's like if you have like ads like flying around in the church, it's like there's no focus on the direct message. And so with the Freemasons, like they take this to an extreme where your personal participation as you move through the rites
Mm-hmm.
it's like, so you'll train in the, like you're always learning in the Freemasons, right? And so they're trying to like develop your awareness and your consciousness and your intellect and stuff.
Oh, okay.
They're giving you all this material that you need to be reading and studying. It's like the doctrine they want you to know. And they give it to you, and it's your job to really investigate it. It's not like accepting it. Like you have to investigate, and it's like, it's almost like puzzle-like, where you have to like pull the puzzle apart and then like be able to reassemble it. And then you work through this intellectual work, and then there's a dramatic rite of initiation. After you've been tested on all the intellectual material, they give you this dramatic ceremony where you play a person in this drama that you've witnessed before, because while you're studying, the meetings are still going on, and you're seeing other people go through it too, right? So it's like a reflective process first too. That's part of it.
That's crazy.
And then like when your day comes, you become the participant, and other people take different roles in the ceremony, you know, because now those are people that were in your position at one point, but now they're more advanced. So they sit in a different spot in the play.
So the Freemasons do they do any weird shit, like have sex with everybody's wife and stuff like that?
I don't think so. Nobody brought that up. Maybe they are a club at the end of the day, and I guess like if everybody in the club wanted to be swingers, like they could probably make it happen, but it seems unlikely, because it doesn't seem like they do have a set of like core values, and I don't know if like wild like sexual like parties are like fit in with that, but I don't know them that well. They might do it, I don't know, but I don't think so. But that's only based on the documentary I saw. But yeah, so that just goes back to that issue of like being in the right mindset to receive the teaching. Yeah,
but they work like regular jobs and stuff otherwise.
Yeah, it's like the cult, really. They meet once a week, and then it's like on any given meeting they'll be doing like, you know,
some weird ceremony.
Yeah, some weird ceremony, yeah, with like full regalia. Like everyone's in costume, the set, every element of everything is symbolically like laden.
Can anybody join?
The way you join is you find a lodge and you make a request to attend. And then basically the way you get into a lodge is that everybody in the lodge needs to agree on you being in. And you have to believe in God or a higher power to get in. So those are the two prerequisites to join the Masonic Lodge.
Sometimes I don't know if like there is a higher power or not. I feel like there's powers I don't understand, but I don't know how high or not they are.
I guess as long as they're higher than you.
Yeah. There's definitely powers higher than me.
Maybe you go to the Masonic Lodge.
Well, that is a higher power indeed.
The ocean will fuck me up.
Yeah. But that's crazy shit, right? But I think now, just talking about that, it's like, I think that's why like virtual reality is going to be really cool.
Yeah.
For those reasons. And they already started doing like research and treatments like that. Like they did this fucking thing. I read this article. Maybe it was an article that you sent me. But basically...
Is it where you give yourself advice?
I forgot about that. The part that I remembered that I was going to bring up was like people who have been like perpetrators of domestic abuse, like men that have beat their wives. Like they put them in this VR program where they put them in like a woman's body, and they have like an antagonistic male character like come in and like dominate you. Like
Wait, they do that to who?
To like people that like if I hit my wife, like
they're doing that.
I'm an abuser, and the treatment I get is that they put me in virtual reality.
They're doing that?
Yeah, they did it.
Where?
I forget. In this article Jeff sent me, it was
like as a study.
Yeah, it was like a research lab thing. Like they were experimenting with like treatments like that.
Did it help?
I think it said it did. It said it did help, and they gave like one like the journalist who went to check it out. Like they put him in the experience, and he describes like kind of how vivid it is, how compelling it is. So. That idea of putting people in the right mindset, That's
I feel like I wonder if virtual reality really, I don't know. It sounds like that's becoming more popular, right? But I wonder if it'll like become the norm eventually, or like will it go somewhere else for some reason?
It's a good question.
Like it's not necessarily going to be that, right?
Become the norm.
Yeah.
Or will it like kind of just stay
like a niche thing?
Yeah.
I think eventually it'll blow up like in 10 years or so. I think it has to get like refined, like super refined. It's like not everyone had a Nintendo.
Yeah.
True. But now everybody has the internet.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Am I wrong to compare Nintendos and internets?
No, because it's technology, entertainment. People aren't using the internet for research, really. It's just like entertainment for a lot of things. Just scroll through a few things, look on your Facebook or Instagram. That's like, I'd say most people just go, but most casual users of the internet just probably use that the most, like go through Instagram or go through Facebook or whatever their platform of choice is. And then, some outside fringe things, but it's like they're not like hardcore using it for, not that that's what the internet is meant for necessarily, or that the internet should be for anything in particular, but it's like they're getting entertainment out of it, so I think that's a fair comparison. That's mostly just, is a video game, better than, scrolling endlessly through a feed for the same amount of time? Like, I don't know. You could probably argue that it is.
I was just about to.
I feel like one thing that I was reading. Speaking of Tim Ferriss, I was reading the 4-Hour Workweek. I kind of like stopped, but I'll probably continue. I'm on page like 90 or something, but I'll probably keep reading it. But one thing I like that he says, like I think you mentioned it before, of being selective with what you receive. So like I don't know, that's why I only have like 6 friends on Facebook or 7, and I don't follow most of them. I only have them as friends. Like I follow you guys, but who else? Other than you two, I don't think I actually follow anyone.
It's funny.
I deleted people. I deleted like everyone, but none of them were my friends.
Yeah.
I feel like it's better that way. Then I only see things that I want to see.
It's good for you to be able to do that.
Yeah. Or if you don't want to unfriend them, just unfollow them. I think that helps.
There's a stronger motivation.
Yeah.
And it's the motivation towards purity and integrity, I think.
Well, and also like different kind of work. Yeah. But yeah, I like purity and integrity, but I'm also like full of shit on some level. On like anybody else at times, like I might say the wrong thing, or I might be like slightly dishonest, But overall, I feel like I'm honestly operating,
Yeah. But if you were to, when you've in the past tried to push yourself to produce content more regularly, did you feel like a compromise in that?
Yeah, because I feel like I don't think I'm like, I don't know if I could ever really do that if I even like really, really tried. But like, yeah, but the compromise was that it's not fun to work in that way. It's not fun to work at art, I think. It's like, I feel like I love that people do it because I love their work. And part of me still wants to really do that in a way. But I feel like when I do it, it's like, oh, this is why I don't want to do this. It's just like, I feel like it's like I'm corrupting something beautiful, like I'm like trying to be funny, as opposed to like just the beauty of humor is like when it's for real, There's something like I don't like about that, and also the work itself is not very rewarding. I think.
Right, it's the end product you're enjoying.
The work itself is like can be frustrating, and like there is no recognition for it generally. Like, if I do a good job at work, at least I'm getting paid. Like it's very, and like in these things, like it takes so long, if ever, to make any real profit. And I don't like the work itself of it. I feel like it doesn't make sense almost to like work on a joke. Like it should just like you can like polish it, but like it has to be like for real, and then you polish it.
Yeah.
Like I have to be like a true thing, and then I can like edit it. But like you can't start with like those technicalities. I don't know. So does that make sense?
It does. It makes beautiful sense. And I appreciate hearing that from you, because I have like, I'm contending with similar issues in my own life, and I'm trying to understand it. Jeff, what's your creative practice like?
Yeah. Terrible. It's kind of like his. Like, if I get like the flame, I'll just follow it until it dies.
Yeah.
Or else, like I can't seem to like spark it up. I can force it, but it's not like a real fire. It's like artificial fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite the same.
It's also like those fake, like in those fake fireplaces.
Yeah.
It's like electric fireplace.
Yeah, it's I'm leaning towards like how Gus says. It's like whenever like I get motivation, like I'll like once I see a spark, I'll like dive into it as much as I can before it like disappears. But other than that, it's like a chore to like do something that I like, in a sense. You guys hungry or not?
Yeah, should we go eat?
Is it time?
11:20.
Shit. Yeah, might as well.
That was a good one.
I have a lot more to talk about.